Welcome. And this is the audience. Oh God, feel the love. Shower me with the love.
They go crazy.
They're great.
It's this. I know we used to make fun of our digital audience,
but it's awesome.
But that's all that anyone has now.
There you go.
We had it first.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bad Boys of Pop. We have an awesome episode for you today. My name is Eric Stretch.
I'm Tommy Mack, and today on our grab bag, we're doing a little bit of we got a little bit of that the Real ShowCast vibe, and
Sure
we have some friends of ours joining us. They were also in a pop group.
You might have heard of them.
Boy band, if you will.
Wait.
What?
They are Grammy Award winners.
Grammy Award winning multi-platinum. With hits such as I Swear, I Can Love You Like That. I'm just gonna go and bring him in, Mr. Delious.
Magic.
Kennedy. What is up, sir?
Anyway, it doesn't mean anything.
Then why did you fight me so hard when I was trying to take yours out of your hands that one time? You remember when we were writing?
I had money inside the little gramophone, and you were going to take that. So it's like, give it back.
So it's like a piggy bank.
You need that $2 back. Delious, again, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us. You joined us last time with the Real ShowCast, and now with this new platform. We're such big fans, and thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we have potentially another member of the group coming in shortly.
Yeah, he's coming. He just said he's still in traffic, so he's gonna join us whenever he gets home, I guess.
He doesn't live in LA, does he?
Yeah. Well, he lives in Palmdale, Lancaster area.
That's where all the traffic is.
And the criminals and the jails.
Oh, so that's why he's there. What?
Yeah. He's being tonight, so give him a second.
Yeah, of course.
Well, we want to welcome you on. We want to welcome everyone here across all the platforms. We've got let's see. We got folks from the Bad Boys of Pop, Facebook, No Authority, Facebook, Snacky Shack, Tommy Mac.
You know what?
About YouTube.
I meant to share it on the All-4-One thing. Let me do that. Start a watch party real quick.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I sent you the link, so you've got that.
Party from here. How about that?
Also, I get made fun of sometimes because people say I look like I'm sitting in the dark. Like I'll be like this. I'll be just kind of like a head. Just,
just a floating head. Yeah. There you go. Oh, that's what you look like.
Wait, so
Turn it off. Just kidding.
What? Never mind. I said you do look like you're always in the dark, like you're hiding from police or something.
Hey, I'm one of the Bad Boys of Pop. Which, by the way,
Lancaster.
Is that why you're hiding from police? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'm actually with
police.
I'm actually with Alfred right now.
Well, listen, Delirious. I always want to call you Delirious.
Delirious.
I always want to call you Delirious.
Delicious or delicious.
You
call him Delicious sometimes as well.
I do, but that I know I'm doing. But Delirious just rolls right off my tongue.
Hey,
I know we talked about this in the Real ShowCast, but can you give all of our listeners and viewers and all of your amazing fans out there, can you just give like a little bit of a Cliff Notes version of how you got started with All-4-One?
How I got started with All-4-One? I guess I can tell you how the group got started first, and then how I came in, because I was the last one to
that's right. I already knew that.
Yeah. So the three of them two of them went to school together at Mojave High School out in the Antelope Valley. And then they met Jamie at a singing contest where they were competing against each other in different groups. And then they decided to become one group, the three, or there was actually four of them, because, every big group always has a member that was there before they became big, and there's another member. And so they had four group members of a group that were competing groups that came together. And then I met them at a karaoke contest at the Antelope Valley Fair trying to win some money, because they were giving away $977 was the prize for this karaoke contest. And I just moved to LA. I'd been out here for like a year and I was struggling. I didn't have any money or anything like that. So $900 was like, hey, I'm
977.
Yeah, $977.
A radio, like, was it like 97.7 something?
Absolutely.
Like radio station.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
Absolutely. And so, And so we entered the contest. We sang against each other. We both tied to come back. I should have won, but that's neither.
Yeah, you should have.
To come back for the finals, and then we all lost to Beyonce singing "Memories," but we found each other. So,
well, I mean, if you're gonna lose to somebody, I don't know.
All right, it wasn't really Beyonce. It changes every time. It's like
Beyonce
from Texas, not Antelope Valley. Stay with me. And so,
look, she heard about this contest where they were giving away $977, and she was like, "Look, I want that. I'm taking that from these guys."
Exactly. She flew out from Houston. Her and Kelly and the girls of Girl Time. Say, I thought, were they Girls of Pop? Girl Time video.
Girl Time, yeah.
And so they gave us as a consolation prize a VHS tape of our performance. And from that show, I sent that into Arsenio Hall show, who was having his big American Idol type of show, which was called the Flavor of the Future. And that videotape of me losing got me on Arsenio. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So that got me on Arsenio, and then I won Arsenio singing that. And then the guys saw me on Arsenio as a reminder. So when they were looking for someone to join their group, they called and they were like, "Hey, you guys should yeah, someone wants to call me now on FaceTime." That's why.
It's my jam.
Yeah, this is why I don't share stuff, because then people call you like when you're on Good Morning America. "Hey, do you know you're on Good Morning America right now?"
You're like, yeah. I'm literally right here doing the show.
and I hate declining people, because I always feel like, what if it's like really important and they're like, dead in the ditch or something like that, and I'm like, oh, should answer. So I hope that's not it.
You were the one call. You were that last moment in the laying in the ditch. I'm gonna call Delious. Dang it, he didn't answer. Crap.
I worry about that sometimes. So,
by the way, is there any way to brighten? Because I know what you look like. Most people know what you look like, but for me, it looks really dark where you're at. Like,
you, Mr. Batcave.
Yes. there. See now
there you are.
Now I can see.
There you are.
Now it's like extra
Batcave, and you're talking about for me in the dark.
But I can like creep up and you can see.
I'm in the kitchen. I'm in my parents' kitchen now, where I just finished cooking all this stuff, so it's dirty. It's messy.
What did you make tonight?
I made orange honey blossom fried chicken.
Okay. Yes, please.
Exactly. It was good.
I'm gonna text you my address. You can go ahead and just deliver that right over.
Well, you might need some dry ice.
So how did you guys connect? Because I remember Tommy saying something that you guys are one of the only few bands that still are the original group of your first album that are still touring.
Well, so here's what I have posited. I think All-4-One holds the record for the longest consecutively touring group with the original members.
Yeah, I heard that too. I guess it sort of makes sense, but I don't think I knew that. Someone else told me as well. I was like, oh. And
I think you guys should I think we should explore getting you into the Guinness Book of World Records for that, because I think that's actually happening. I think that's a true statement. I think you are legitimately the longest.
But even with that being said, I mean, so obviously you guys, well, I'm assuming you guys really like each other. So was the chemistry there like right away, or like was it just like, oh, this is it, this is it, this is done, we have our group when you first met the other guys? It
was definitely there right away. We've always been pretty close. We kind of have similar backgrounds. We're all like military brats. Mm-hmm. And then Jamie, a funny story, or a strange story, really. Jamie and I actually met when we were kids. and didn't know. Yeah, it's funny because I used to live at Edwards Air Force Base, which is out in Antelope Valley, and his aunt was part of our youth choir, our gospel choir, and we had our anniversary, and we invited some people in to come and sing for our anniversary and all that. And then she brought her nephew, Jamie, who was maybe like 10 at the time or so, to this thing, and he sang a couple of songs. And I remember distinctly sitting.
And of course, you were only like 11, so
I was 9. I'm younger.
Are you younger than Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay.
For the sake of this story,
I'll play along.
Yeah.
So he sang, and I distinctly remember thinking to myself, "Wow, that little boy is good. He's gonna be something someday." Those exact words I distinctly remember saying. He's gonna be something someday. And God was just sitting there laughing because I moved away and came back. 8 years later, or whenever I moved back in the 90s to California, and I met him at the karaoke contest. And it wasn't until we went to Great Adventure to just sort of bond and sing songs and all that stuff that tunnel vision sort of came back to me, because he was obviously older now. He's like 17 now, not 10. And I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, did you ever sing on a what's called? And he's like, oh yeah, my aunt used to bring me. I had this one song I used to sing all the time. And I knew the song in my head because I'd never forgotten this little kid. And I was like, what was it? And he starts singing, if it, and then I started singing, had not been. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. It's the little kid that I said was gonna be something someday.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so I called my mom, and I went home because we got a VHS tape. I was like, Mom, all right, go find the 1983 VHS tape. And she found the anniversary tape. Now skip to the little boy that was singing and then play it over the screen. She's like, hold on. And she played it. And then it was like, and now we'll have an A and B selection from Jamie Jones. I was like, ah! I was like, no. It's the little kid.
You knew he was going to be somebody. Little did you know he was going to be that somebody standing next to you for
no
the rest of your life.
No idea. I moved away to New Jersey, went to school in Connecticut, Maryland, came back, and he was waiting for me. He's like, we're just waiting for you to come back so we can start your career. I was like, what? The what?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's such a cute story. Have you ever put the footage together and created like a little YouTube video showing what happened then and then?
I don't know if I did, but I'm sure the VHS tape is still down here in my thing, so I should do that.
You should tell that story. That's amazing.
Yeah, I should do that. Put the two. Yeah, that's amazing. You can see us both at that age.
That is. And what did you sing?
Yeah, I was singing with the choir. I had my solo. I was with the choir, and he was like doing a solo thing.
And what did Beyonce sing?
I believe she sang "Dangerous in Love," the 10-year-old version, which I knew. I was like, you know what? When you're yours and when you come sexy and all, you're gonna someday too.
She's always showing up.
That's always the church.
The thing is, even back then, her hair was constantly blowing. I was like, "What are you, a hurricane?"
Like, we're inside. How's happening?
How's this going on? It's so funny.
Well, real quick, I want to give a few shout outs to some folks that are saying, hey, Paris Capone says, we saw you guys in concert at Riverbend. I assume that's for All-4-One and not for us. Just because I don't recognize the name Paris Capone.
Is that in St. Louis? Where's Riverbend? I'm not sure. St. Louis.
Riverbend's all over the place.
Yeah, right.
I'm just going to shout out a few people while we're sitting here. There's my mama.
Susan.
Hey, mama. A few folks. Christine. By the way, she says she made it. By the way, we did a contest. And hold on, let me see if I can find this. And while I'm looking for it, Unique Gomez says, "Sup, Delious?
Yo, what's up, man?"
Let me see if I can find this really quick because I want to share this. So we did a contest for I don't know if you saw for Eric's birthday. His boyfriend put together this amazing video of "Can I Get Your Number" with all of these all these people coming in performing "Can I Get Your Number."
170 people did it, and it was a whole surprise for me for my big 40. I'm 40. 1998 or 1980. Yeah, so Tommy created this contest because Tommy and my boyfriend were in cahoots the whole time about what was going on. I had no idea.
For weeks and weeks. It was so hard to keep from the two.
Why'd you laugh when you said hard?
It was tough, man. Because talking to him, and I've got to think like, okay, well, I'm working on getting these people to do this thing today, so I can't be like, oh yeah, I talked to so and so today. Oh, what'd you talk about? You in your video, So it was very tough. But we created a contest wherein and we shared the video on the Bad Boys of Pop on a past episode. So if you want to go back to, we actually shared it, I believe,
on my birthday, June 22nd.
June 22nd. So if you want to go back and look at that episode, we play the video at the end, and it's pretty freaking awesome. It's got so many people. It's got who do we say with Adam Lambert?
Well, Adam Lambert and I are really good friends. I wasn't surprised about that one, but it was more about like, Debbie Gibson made a cameo of like this comedian I worked with a long time, Fortune Feimster, who is one of my favorite people on the planet. It was just like
cast members from the show, the funny dance show that you worked with.
Yeah, Matt Morrison, who I went to high school with. But it's like all just super, super fun people and just blast from my past. And so we had this contest to see how many, if you can name 10, or was it 5 or 10?
I think it was 10 if you were not in the video.
I did Wicked on Broadway. So it was like, all of the original cast of Wicked came and like did this things. It was just like mind blowing. So it was really special.
Nickelodeon peeps. But our friends, and they're actually twin sisters. And you may, I don't know if you recognize them or not, but they say they're fans of you as well. But I want to share, these were the winners. This is the shirt. The Bad Boys.
Oh, nice. I love that.
And then here they are together with their shirts.
Oh, yay.
And then a little just kind of hanging out in the yard. Hanging out with the shirts.
That's the way you do it.
So there you go. Yeah. So that was cool to see them get, and it only took like a day and a half for someone to win. So
perfect.
I was very impressed.
Hold on 1 second while I get my plug in before this cuts off.
Okay. That's probably a good move. We don't want it to cut off.
Amber, Delious, you need to check your inbox on your page, please.
Oh
yeah, Amanda.
I was over on a different. I wasn't looking at the comments.
Oh, I am.
But now I'll go through while he's away.
While he's away.
And now we get a free little concert. While he's away.
Ooh.
Wish I would know the contest, but I think it was his birthday. Anyway, yes, the show.
Wow.
If you missed the contest, well, sorry.
That's right. There's gonna be lots more contests to come.
And I'm black. All right.
And did you hear that you need to check your inbox? Please
check your inbox on your page. I always check my inbox.
He is busy. We are interviewing him right now.
He is busy, but it's okay. All right, we're here, and we're still waiting. We will potentially be joined by Al, who was the guy in the group, the guy that sang the bass.
The guy that gets all the girls screaming for him after me and Jamie bleed from our throats. He just comes and says, "How you doing, ladies?" Are you serious? Are you serious?
Girl. I mean, he has a few lines though. I mean, he has a few verses here and there. Right?
Yeah. You got the
here and there.
You got to carry that bass.
You got to carry that bass. And I was hoping to actually have you both to talk about. There's a story in particular. I'll save that until it gets here. Hopefully, he's still planning on coming in.
Is it a rumor? Is it something I'm a make mad?
Huh?
Is it a rumor story? What is this?
No rumors. But What story do you have in mind? Is it fun? Is it
No.
Is it shareable?
No.
Arlene,
I like what you tried to do there, but what are you thinking it might be? I'm not falling for that.
Well, you host the show yourself, so you know how that works. Let's
I have
talk
a question. Yeah,
Eric,
well, okay. So the last time, the last time we talked to you was obviously with the other platform, and we got a chance to talk to you for like over an hour. And so I remember after that, you guys were going to do your Vegas stint, right? Like with all that. How was that? How was it performing in Vegas and doing a sit down in Vegas?
Vegas was cool.
And who was on the bill again? I forgot.
Vegas was cool. There was the I Love the 90s show in Vegas, and it had Salt and Peppers with Push It and Rob Bass with I Want to Rock Right Now.
Was Vanilla Ice on that one?
No, he wasn't on that one. He was on the regular tour, but he wasn't on the Vegas show. Who else did the Vegas show? Why am I blanking? Rob Bass. Was it just the three of us? Salt and Pepper, Rob Bass, All-4-One. And then was the first run. And then the second run.
How many songs would you guys do per set? Like, would you do like a full set or
no? The way we did it was like a weaving in and out sort of thing. So we tried to put together a production of one nonstop party. So Salt and Pepper would start it, and seamlessly when they're finishing, then the music would start for the next song. Then we would come out, and as we were finishing our first song, Rob Bass would come out and do his, and then dancing, and then and then back
stuff together, right?
Yeah.
So, and have you met all the acts before previously, or was this the first time you guys are working together?
The first time we were working together, sure. For the tour was the first time we actually worked together, because we didn't do a lot of touring with actual other bands back in the day. We usually sort of did our own sort of tours, but this was kind of fun because it was like, camp to actually, like 4 years, I think the 90s went on for.
Yeah.
5 years to see the same, group of people every weekend was like, dude. So we're all good friends now for sure.
And I would assume that being able to just be to be able to do this like nostalgic sort of music that you guys did and do it all together, I'm sure that probably just felt like so fantastic, because I feel like sometimes, when you're releasing something new, it gets a little bit competitive almost, or to where this is just joyful and you just get to perform. That's what I would think.
No, you're absolutely right. That was the whole thing. Every night it was just like a party sort of a situation, and the audience was in on the party because they all came in their 90s gear. They were ready to entertain, jump around, sing everything, and we didn't just do our own songs in that show. We would do a part of our show where it was like songs that helped define the 90s, and there'd be all type of songs that we call sing-along, so that we would sing part of it, and then the whole it's driving me out of my mind. People doing that is like, listen to that, and then we go on. That medley was Poison, Boyz II Men's doom 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 da da, Montel, this is how we do it.
Of course, staples.
People just sing everything. You don't have to sing it. You just start it out and then give it to the audience, and they had a great time.
Was there a live band?
No, not for that.
Okay.
Coolio brought a live band, and Salt and Pepper had a drummer with their DJ.
Of all people to bring a live band, the rapper was the one.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. And what did Beyonce sing again?
Oh yeah, Beyonce at that point, she was singing "Motivation." Oh, was that not? Did I get the wrong one?
No, that was the right one. That was perfect. I love it.
Oh goodness! When you said it was kind of like camp, it made me think a little bit about the All That Music and More festival that we did a couple of years in a row. Because there were so many acts. There were 7 acts, 8 acts at any given time, right? So it does become kind of like a family. But I do like what you said, though. The other aspect of it is that it's not new stuff. This is nostalgic stuff. People know all the words to everything.
You don't have to they're already fans. You already won them over. So now it's just about doing your job.
That's not really an audience, or you could do it, but you shouldn't. I mean, you're there for the 90s and to relive the 90s. So bringing out new material that people don't know is not necessarily the place to do that at. Although I won't name any names, but in the second iteration of it with the I Love the 90s 2, which I think 2 years into it, there was a new act that came on the show, and they did that, and I'm like, all right, y'all bringing us down. Geez, we started this right here. Let me just tell you, just do your hits.
Just do the hits. Yeah, that's what they came to see. They want to do the hits.
Yeah, I know you got a new album out right now, but no one knows those songs. So.
And where were you? What hotel were you guys at?
Where?
Oh, you're at the Wynn. Oh, nice.
No. Oh,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh. No, Delious. I was thinking the same thing because I was thinking about the tour.
Yeah.
Hotel.
Sorry.
What alias did you use?
The Vegas show was at the Paris, and I do use an alias in some places.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you have to.
You have to.
And so what's happening with you right now? What tell all these people that what you're up to. Plug, shameless.
Music creativity wise, I just now restarted the Flashback Tonight talk show. So we did our first guest the other night with TJ Jackson from the 3T Jackson Clan. And in the wings to come up for the next couple of weeks, we have Downtown Julie Brown. We have As Yet. We have
As Yet. Okay, who from As Yet's coming?
The group.
Wait, the original group?
Well, I think there's 3 of the originals because Mark left, and I think Daryl and Sean. So how many were there? Were there 5 or 6 in the original group? So there's 3. There's 3 originals. One that's a new, and then the other one that's there because there's 5 of them now. Was actually one of those guys I mentioned earlier that was originally part of the group, but then when the group became famous, he wasn't part of it. But now he's back in it.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of like how Mark was part of Boys to Men.
Right.
But then
As Yet.
Mark's
and I heard Jodeci, but I don't know if I can't verify that. I want to get Mark on my show. I'm like, yo, the burning question is, how come you keep getting into groups and leaving? What's really going on?
I've heard stories from people about things, but I'm not gonna speculate.
Me either. I met Mark, very nice guy.
I will say Mark, every time I've met him and talked to him, he's always been super nice. And and dude can sing too, man. He's just like buttery.
And the harmonies, he sings. We went to see Boys to Men in Vegas while we were there, and he was on, as part of that show, and he sang that "I Do" song, and just killed it. I was like, dude, that voice.
I do.
For the rest of my life.
The 98 Degree song?
No. On
that's 98.
It wasn't a big hit for Boys to Men, but it was on the Mike Sean Wan record. Killer, yeah. It was a killer song. You should look it up. It's a beautiful song.
I don't know why I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I have to look that one up. Speaking of group members, are there any live updates from Alfred? Is he pulling in?
Let's see.
Is he getting out of the traffic? But guys in the chat, we might be paid a little visit by Alfred as well. So that would actually be half of All-4-One and half of No Authority.
Oh, look at that.
And 2 halves make a whole.
2 halves make a whole. Yeah. That would be All-2-One. All 4. Well, it would be 4 of us now. So it would be All-4-One. No Authority.
The No for one. No.
All no. All for none. All for not.
No for authority.
We'll put a pin in that. We'll figure that
out. Let me just look in the chat here. People talking about 5. This is 5. I'm not sure if did we talk about 5? I don't remember talking about 5.
So I also you were doing the film festival in Catalina.
Oh yeah, and I'm actually in the midst of that right now. It's completely online this year. We may try to do a couple drive-in events in LA, but yeah, it's been
All for Authority. That's what it is. There it is. Sorry, All for Authority. We'll get there.
There it is. Jason Anthony. Jason is actually a good person. I'm not sure if it's the same person, but I remember All-4-One did a live thing, and all his questions were like amazing questions. And I kept picking them without knowing it was him. And every time I would see it come up, I'm like, it's the same guy. I think that's the same guy. I'm not sure.
Well, this guy's clearly clever, so maybe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so film festivals that were out there in Catalina, and then so how has like the pandemic sort of changed all of that? And obviously you're gonna go digital, but I feel like you have already been on such a huge digital platform already before pandemic with all of your podcasts and everything.
Well, yeah, not the festival, but yeah, with the Flashback Tonight, the talk show. That's but I think what I missed about the talk show, it was that the talk show was in front of a live studio audience.
Oh yeah,
so that made it much more fun, interaction, and making me, comedy was a little easier. Now it's just like one-on-one like this, and it's good, but the jokes and everything come when there's people in the audience and they're laughing and they're excited to see.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to have like a laugh track like how the baseball league is doing it, where they have like, the audience tracks.
Laugh track. Every time someone strikes out, just laughter.
And you had a live band too. So if you had the drummer could do the
performances. Like before we had to cancel, we were coming off of hiatus in April, and we were going to do. Regina Bell was was flying in, which would have been amazing to hear her sing.
Oh
yeah. And then I wanted to I'm not say it now, but I was going to sort of trick her into doing a duet of a world with me because I was the band learned it. And while she's sitting on the couch and I'm interviewing her, I was going to say, one of my favorite songs of yours was, Aladdin, oh, I can show you the world. And then the band would start playing. I'd be like, oh, do you guys know it? Keep playing. And then had her sing it. And then it'd be a duet. I'm like, and then I got a duet. We didn't plan it or contract it, but it just sort of naturally happens.
Well, if it just magically happens, all is fair.
Right?
Hey, look, that can still happen.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she'll get a chance. All my guests now, I'm hoping will come back when the live studio audience. Because, that's another thing. It's like you're getting all these great guests. And I'm like, I don't want to say, are you blowing it by just doing a digital thing and cheating the audience if they don't come back? Do I not go after the really big ones that I really, really, really want in hopes that I can get them in the live studio audience and sing? But if we don't do it, then you take the risk of sitting for a year hoping this pandemic ends sometime soon that you can get back in front of a studio audience.
Well, Delious, if I can, and I remember we were talking when you were first talking about launching this, and if I can offer my kind of take on this particular situation, I feel like right now we do what we are able to do.
Yeah.
Right. And we connect with people, and there are so many people that can connect and have time to connect right now. So I kind of look at it in a little bit of a different way. I think, wow, it's cool. Like we can get all these people that are usually super busy. And then in the future, if you do want to go do a sit down, like if we want to go and do an actual, like the Real ShowCast face-to-face kind of thing, right? So it's the same kind of vibe that you're talking about. I think definitely do as many shows as you can. Get on, have the conversations, have the fun, share the stories, and then say, hey, remember how fun that was? Let's come back and do this again live with the band, with an audience, with so yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I would just do it, man. Make the best. Like let's see, make the best of the situation. Yeah, exactly. Some of the comments here, and yes, by the way, that was him. That was Jason Anthony Dominguez with the questions.
And I have the worst memory, and I think the last time All-4-One did that was like a month or something ago. But I remember that. I was like, this guy has all their questions.
I also want to say hello to Tracy, who she created the Valley Film Festival.
Oh, okay.
She says from one fest director to another. Cheers.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys should chop up your ideas during this time and see if maybe you can share some
for sure. Yeah, we're all online this year at filmfestivalflix.com. So we just picked all of our winners and notified winners. We got like 120 films, documentaries, conservation, shorts, and all that are competing this year.
Holy moly!
Yeah. Oh, I had to watch them.
Yeah. So that was my question.
All of them?
Yes.
Yeah. So is it
more than that? That's just to get to 120.
Pick me. Question. How do you get through all of that? And is it just you?
Oh no, it's not just me, but
okay. How many people are a part of the crew?
Our main crew is inner workings might 4 or 5, and then our big crew is about 17 or so. When the festival goes on.
So the 4, like say the main crew, you guys watch every single one that enters.
So here's what we do. We have first of all, we start watching as soon as the festival ends. So our festival is at the end of September, and we open in October, and then we start getting submissions, and we just start watching from October. But we also have what we call screeners, judges. So we people who are in the industry and lovers of film and all that come and they score things. And so by the time it gets to me, I'm looking at the top scores to see, all right, who scored the top ones, and I start watching. So I think we got like 600 or 700 films this year.
Wow. And are they feature films or are they shorts?
They're feature films, they're shorts, they're documentaries, they're conservation, they're animation, they're international films, international shorts. And I pretty much programmed the majority of the festival this year. So I've watched at least, 400 to 500 of the top ones.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think a whole army of angels just got their wings. I'm not sure who's dinging.
Yeah. I don't know how. I have this on vibrate, but it's coming through my.
Is that Alfred?
Yeah, Alfred said I just walked into my house, need to wash my face, and I'll be ready. So he'll be coming.
Son of a gun, he's dinging.
But it's the film festival people. There's a thread going on right now. Like, can anybody help me with this? Hey.
So by the way, Tracy, I know she's reached out to me to watch things too, and so she has friends screen to the exact same thing that you kind of just went through. But you guys should definitely should chop it up and share best practices and ideas. She's a smart lady.
Competitive festival. We're a tough one to get into because we're very strict on. It has to look like it belongs at the ArcLight. Before we let you in.
Well, listen, if you're watching 600 movies, there's got to be some production value there.
There has to be, and that's very competitive. People are like, how come I didn't get them? Like, great story, great idea, execution, can't do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of shorts, I just saw another one actually yesterday. I know a buddy of mine had a short in the festival. Was it last year or the year before? I don't recall.
Oh yeah, you were in the festival. I mean, Garbage Man.
I was in the short.
Yeah,
I didn't create it. I was just an actor in it.
Imagine my surprise when I'm sitting here watching, trying to figure out what it is, and then you come on the screen. I was like, "Is that?"
I also just want to let everybody know out there that's listening. Did we give a little shout out to my co-host here? Tommy is a fantastic actor. He is a fantastic actor. I've seen all of his reels and everything. Yeah, I remember the first time that you showed me a scene that you're doing. I was like, oh God, I don't want to see it. Because I don't want to have to be like, oh yay, you were so good on that. You were on the screen. It was so weird. But I was like, I'm very impressed with Tommy's acting chops.
That's so sweet.
When you have to tell your friend that they suck, is like,
yeah, you're like, well, let's try a different platform.
Hold on, guys. Let me just make this about me.
There it is.
That's so sweet.
You're a very good actor, Tommy.
Tell your friend when they're like, watch me in this movie, like, man, that was a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do the soundtrack.
What a great concept.
Right.
Thank you for that. That's very sweet.
Yeah.
And so yes, the same director that did that one just finished up another one. I wasn't in it. I did do kind of a talk show host, a voiceover kind of thing on it, but it looks insane. Like there's this creature flying in the sky at one point, and I'm thinking, okay, if we're gonna see this thing, like there's no way this is gonna look good. Like this is gonna look cheesy. It looked great.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's submitting.
I don't remember seeing that one. Another one I would notice. Obviously, it was.
It's too late for this year? I forget. For this
we
new
already announced in programming. We're starting September.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll tell him to try to get into it for next year. But yeah, I'm always blown away by how these things look, and
Do you notice a trend that starts happening with watching so many new filmmakers starting to make these films and everything? Do you like? I know that for sometimes, like right now and in the past like year, I've noticed a difference in writing with all of the amazing changes that have been happening in our country. Do you see that as well, like with some of the new film developing that's going on? Like,
yeah, you know what I see a lot of? I'm not sure why. Every year there seems to be like a certain subject that people want to write about or talk about. Like we had a lot of films, shorts this year that had to do with like dementia or Alzheimer's. And a strange one, I think I watched at least 5 films that had to do with tampons and girls getting their. I'm like, is this a thing?
What? Why is that trending?
Yeah, I'm like, well, another one. I was telling Ron, are we gonna do a whole block of just like tampon and I got my period? What you call it? Or we put them all in there, and you just take the best one out of the 5. you know? It was like really weird. I'm like, but every year it's something that you
just string all of them together.
Tommy did.
And on that note, guys,
ladies and gentlemen,
look who's here!
Thanks for having me.
Alfred,
thanks for coming in, man.
Oh, that's funny. Wait, before Alfred goes, I just have to give you props on that pun. Okay, the stringing along. That was really good.
I thought you were placating. I thought you were just like,
no, that was funny.
Oh, thanks.
They're not always gems, Tommy.
They're not.
That was a gem.
Appreciate it.
Alfred, welcome to the Bad Boys of Pop.
Welcome, man.
Thank you. Hey, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You caught a little traffic, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
D has been holding it down.
Yeah, man. He's good.
He talked so much shit about. No, I'm kidding.
He's said a few things that you might have to go back and listen to and have a conversation with him about later because
Al knows that's not true. It was about the other two. True.
Alfred. So we talked to Delious about how he got involved in the group. Can you give our audience and us a little Cliff Notes version of how the 3 of you guys started and then found this one?
Well, that one right there. Over here for group. Well, no.
Yeah, this one.
So how we got together? Well, I started out in a little quartet with Tony in the high school. Then we went into college. We performed at a talent contest, met Jamie. And then later on, Jamie and Tony competed against Delious in a karaoke contest. And that's how we all met, and we all kind of exchanged numbers, and we all became friends.
Wow, that's what we were saying too earlier. Is just like that the fact that you guys are all still together and that camaraderie and that you guys had right away must have been really special.
Oh, it was amazing. And the thing of it is, when we were D probably already told you this, but the thing of it is that Jamie sang at D's church. Well, was it your 50? Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Delious saw a kid. He was like 9 years old, singing this amazing song, and he was like, he's gonna be something someday. And here we go. 15 years later, or no, wait, RD. Anyway, about 5 years later,
7.
he went ahead and met up with Jamie, and then they somehow came to realize that, oh, I knew you when you were back in Edwards Air Force Base. That type of thing. That's
pretty
small world.
That's pretty. I don't think I've ever heard the full story, especially not including the church bit, which I think is amazing. And I told him he has the footage of that. He should put together a little YouTube clip with that, because that's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, Al, did you know that Beyonce was there too?
Yeah.
Well, no, I wasn't there. I wasn't there at that time.
when we tied and lost at the karaoke contest, we lost to who? It always changed the night on concert.
Well, first wasn't it Celine Dion at one point, and then it was.
We needed somebody amazing to be like, that's why we lost.
Right. It had to be. We had to overplay it.
Oh yeah. It's like Jennifer Hudson totally took over. What are you gonna do?
Right.
What are you gonna do?
So guys, and Delious, you've been with us now. You've been on with us now for a little while. So I know you don't have a ton of time. You've got stuff you've got to do, so I don't want to keep you too long. But I do want to say,
get me out. So you can leave. Thank you. I got out.
I do want to say you can just go now. And no, I'm kidding. I do want to say we're gonna have just a little bit of a Q&A. So if anybody has questions, take them over to the Bad Boys of Pop Facebook page. If you're watching from anywhere else, I'm going to close those off. So we're going to do like just a private, quick little Q&A here at the end. So I'll be closing those down as we hear this little story. I want to talk about, if you guys will, I know you don't get nervous really anymore performing, right? I mean, the nervous from time to time, but you guys know what you're doing, right? So, but I know there was a performance that all of you guys were just like
shitting your pants.
Ready? Just yes. Okay. And do you know which one I'm talking about? It was the David Foster.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was different.
Can you guys talk about that?
It wasn't like we were like, crapping our pants. It was just the nerves of David better not say one thing to me. He better not say one thing because David's a great guy and obviously the mega producer and all that stuff. But he is very anal. He can hear half a millisecond of flatness and will call you on it in a second. So we had seen David in I don't know how many years, but he asked to his house to what he thought what I said was an audition. I'm like, I know he's not going to ask us to audition to sing our own songs, And so we went to his house and he's sort of like, kind of, well, hey guys, so we're going to do this. I want to have you guys on the show. Want to go over it? And I'm like, oh no, because I told my manager, I'm like, I'm not auditioning for David Foster on my own damn song that I've been singing for 20 years. He's like, do this? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not feeling well today. We just had a performance last night. So, well, do you want to do it in the same key? I'm like, yeah, same key, just not singing it today, And then, so we got to the show and they have the whole band with Nathan East and all these crazy heavy hitters. And I'm like, all right, now I have to sing it for the sound check. And I'm like, I just don't want him to say anything about being flat or nothing. Let's just do this. And so we sing it. And he was like, wow, you guys sound great. And that took away a bunch of nerves. I was like, okay. It's like your father approves. Right.
But meanwhile, inside you're also thinking, well, yeah, we're the ones that did this.
Remember? Yeah. He was like, you sound great. You guys, man, your voice is still intact. And then he says to me, oh, D, just a little bit on that. I was like, Now, for showtime leading up to this, I'm like acid in my stomach. I'm like, it's not Mandalay Bay, which has like 20,000 people in it. I'm like, it's just like David is right behind me, and he's listening to every single millisecond because he's going to tell me something. So I didn't enjoy myself at all. If you look at that on YouTube, I know. I don't smile. I'm just like, I take it literally note by note. And all this time and you've been waiting. Done. You don't have to wait anymore. Done. I can love you and make you my world. Done. Until we got to the end, it was like, and done. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't smile until it was over because I just had acid in my stomach the whole time.
I can see the relief on your face. If people go and watch that video, you can actually see the relief on your face at the end. You're just like, okay, done.
Done. He threw something on you, Alfred, that he didn't know rehearsal.
Well, yeah, he actually asked me a question, and mind you, this was 20 years ago. And he asked me a question. What did you say when it was your part? I'm like, I don't remember. And then he went ahead and filled it in for me. I'm like, okay, thank you. But I don't like to be put on the spot like that, especially when I don't know where it's coming from. So it was kind of different.
what was the part he was talking about? Was there was it a harmony? Was it a lead?
It was just a little lead part. My little. And I swear that little part, and he was just telling me, "What did you say about that?" Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. That's my little tag, my little. And claim to fame right there.
And what you don't know about Alfred is he doesn't really enjoy interviews. So the fact that he's here tonight says a lot of things. He doesn't enjoy talking on interviews and all that. David threw that at him during the live show.
I'm sorry. You're saying that Alfred doesn't enjoy talking, but then when he gets on stage and talks, the whole audience starts screaming?
Yeah, exactly. And he don't even say anything then. He can just make it up, start speaking in Spanish.
I'm not saying anything, actually. I'm just saying.
I know that. What did you say, Alfred, at one of the Blue Notes? You were talking on.
I was talking about taking my girl to the forest in Africa, which was what? What in the world am I? What was I thinking?
Wait! You did that in English?
I did that in English. Yes, but it was in Japan or China. I'm not sure where I did it.
Gonna take.
And we're doing harmonies behind the speaking part. We're doing harmonies. Do. And I'm like, to the forest and do. And look at each other like.
Do you guys have any other like crazy mishaps that you guys know, like that have like crazy that happened to you guys on stage?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of them.
There's a ton of them. Delious was like pulled into the audience, and his legs were sticking up, and Tony had to grab his leg and then just pull him out of the audience and
pull him back up on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, we had an experience similar to that, I think, at one point.
Yeah,
I'm sure you did, and you guys should, because you were like more heartthrobs than we were. So
Stop it.
Oh, you're so sweet.
We could never get away with talk. Now the leaves are falling from the trees. My brother, hey baby, thanks for bringing me to the forest.
I love an Asian forest.
We'll come back every year, I swear. All right, guys. Well, if you don't, I don't want to put you on the spot, Alfred.
Yeah.
Now that I know you hate it, I don't want to put you on the spot. Delious eats it up. Delious he's a ham.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
He likes a ham.
Yes. He likes attention.
But so we'll just throw out a couple questions here, because it's been long enough. I can see that Delious, all those little dings earlier. He's got a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of stuff to answer.
Busy.
That's like 7 different like microwave meals that are done. He's got to eat all of them. So,
Right.
Oh, delicious.
So okay. So the craziest thing is it your stories? The craziest thing that's happened on tour is it weird stuff that you say?
That I say? Well, yeah, I tend to say some outlandish stuff sometimes that really surprise people, because sometimes my mind goes somewhere else.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
Okay, so, please, not to put you in the spot.
Okay.
That's what you want.
Give us a couple of them. Yeah,
remind me of the Alfred, the wedding of a lifetime we did for people, and what you said to the couple.
Oh my gosh. I said it with the kindness of my heart, but it came out wrong. I said, please stay together. Or no. I said, I hope you stay together. And till this day, this happened 25 years ago. To this day, I am not living that down. And then things like that too. Yeah. So.
Are they living down? You want to tell them about our Blizzard, Colorado story?
No. I don't know.
Blizzard, Colorado story. Yes.
Blizzard.
So, okay. So the guys are driving from, I forget where. Can you remind me where?
Colorado.
Okay, from Colorado.
Sioux City, Iowa.
I mean, just blizzard, whiteout, all kinds of stuff. These guys are driving. They're doing great. They're getting us there. I have a perfect day. Now we didn't have navigation at the time.
Now we were in a blizzard with you guys too. This wasn't when we were with you, is it?
No.
Okay. Different time.
This was a different time. This is like 94, 95. Anyway,
we were babies then. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, so these guys, you know, they have the worst weather ever to be driving in. Then they give me the chance to drive. The turn. It was my turn to drive.
And
So, there was a perfect day. It was nothing on the freeway. We're just
hold on. You're missing an important part of the story.
What's that?
And I'm gonna let you finish it. So
Okay.
we're about to do the Ebony 50th anniversary in Los Angeles, but we couldn't get on any planes because it was a blizzard. So we decided to rent a car and drive from Sioux City, Iowa, to the Denver airport to get on a plane to get to whatchamacallit. And it was a very tight, thing of connection of getting there. Three of us driving in a blizzard where we can't even see the emblem on the car. And then we finally get to Alfred when the sun comes out and it's clear. Go ahead, Alfred.
All right. So I'm driving and I see the sign Denver Airport in so many miles. Well, somehow I missed the airport turnoff. And so I drive another 20 miles. It's like, I don't see where this is. And so I finally realized I passed it. And I talked to the guys, and the guys were just Delious would not talk to me for like a week. And so what I did is I turned around and I hit it about 100, 120 miles an hour, just trying to get back. And we made it to the airport, but we missed the first flight, but they got us on the very next flight. And we got in at the very nick of time. And but long story short, even though it's long, I missed the turn. I saw the sign that said airport left, and it left, apparently.
Yeah, he saw the sign that said airport left, so he went home. Okay, well, it left. The thing that got us all for that, we're so mad, three of us, because we literally survived hell, and he had a clear sunny day to get it to the airport on time. Was that when he saw the sign for the airport in a few miles, and I remember he would have kept driving. I woke up because I felt like I have been sleeping for a long time. We should be there. And then that's when he was like, "Oh yeah, I missed it." And he had turned around, and then you see the sign is like airport 20 miles. So I'm like, who drives 20 miles or so past the exit before you realize?
Now I'm from Southern California, so the next exit is usually like within a few miles. Well, a few miles never came.
You didn't even help yourself on that explanation.
Yeah, well,
no, I know what you're saying. Usually the next exit, like if you miss an exit, you can get off in about a mile or so and flip around.
Right. And I was 18.
And look. Alfred, my mom says we have all missed a turn sometimes. That's my mom. She says it's okay. It's okay.
Thank you so much.
Alfred, you turn.
So you guys were in a van at that time?
No, we're in a car.
Just a regular car.
Yeah. The car.
We just rented the first thing we can get, because we were trying to get out.
Nobody wanted to be Richie Valens and get on a plane from Sioux City.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no! I saw this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you a really quick crazy story because it has to do with being on the road, and then we'll get out of here. So we had a Prevost, an older Prevost.
Nice.
Very old.
We called it the Silver Bullet.
Right.
We loved it. Right. And when you got the bus, right? When you got the bus, there's a driver. You see him when you're at the venue, and then when you're at the hotel, maybe, or at the airport, depending, right? But you don't see him while you're driving. Like while you're on the way to the next city, you don't see unless you go and hang out up front with them, which we did on occasion. We would
chat with him, but you don't actually see him.
I actually drove the bus at one point, but go ahead. Sorry.
Imagine being asleep and then waking up to go to the bathroom and see Alfred at the wheel. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Wait, no. That's exactly what Tommy. Is this the story you're trying to tell, Tommy?
Yeah. So
that's exactly what Tommy did.
So
great.
We thought we would play a prank on everyone. They were all in the front lounge.
No, that freaked me out. We were playing spades.
And I was up front. I was talking to the bus driver. I was up front and hanging out there for a while. So no one realized that I was up there, right? So he's like, why don't we play a trick on him? Why don't you hop over here, grab the wheel, and I'm gonna walk back and grab a soda out of the refrigerator. Okay, so I'm driving, and this thing, it's pretty loose, right? So I'm not used to it. We start drifting, and you start hitting the little brrr, right. So I'm hitting that just as he's walking through the front lounge.
Oh,
everybody was screaming.
It was one of those things like, oh hey, what? Like the epitome of a double take.
Right.
So you did something similar?
The funny thing,
very similar, yes.
The funny thing about that, when you said you were hitting the thing, to add on to the story we just told about missing the whatchamacallit, while our bus went to the next venue, while we were going to LA to catch the plane, driving through the blizzard, it actually crashed.
Oh.
Isn't that funny that we weren't on the bus? You know?
Like it was a bad crash?
I'm not. It went into the middle of, you know, the little median shoulder.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
I mean, it still sucks, right?
Yeah.
Still.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, you were supposed to miss the exit.
Yeah.
Well, you were supposed to be you were supposed to fly, and
we're not supposed to be on the bus. We had to leave, is what it was. Yeah. But Alfred, also remember tell about the story about our first bus when you said you had an older Prevost first, our very first bus, and we got and the brakes.
Oh my gosh!
What saved us?
Huh?
What saved us?
What saved us on
with the brakes?
With the brakes
on the first bus. So the first bus we had was an older bus.
I don't remember that story.
We're driving down the freeway, and these girls had followed us from the concert, and they were in the car next to us, flashing. They're like, "Hey, pull over, pull over!" And so we did.
Wait, flashing?
Yeah. So we pulled over, and then as soon as we pulled over, the brakes went out. It was like, holy crap! Her boob
would have walked up on us. We would have been bad.
I thought you were going to say they pulled in front of you and like slowed you down, like with the car. But I think the way you talked about it, it's a lot better of a cushion, a lot better way.
Right.
a lot softer landing. Guys, on that note, I guess we should probably get out of here. I mean, we could swap stories, probably all night. And I just want to say we appreciate you guys coming here and hanging out with us.
100% from the bottom of both of our hearts, you guys. It means so much that you want to come and join us with all of this, and we really appreciate it.
Cool.
Thank you so much. We'd love to have you come hang out again.
Absolutely.
But for now, we'll let you guys off the hook.
All
be
right.
careful. Be safe. Keep an eye out. Make sure
wear your mask.
Wear your mask.
And flash people.
Yeah, that's also.
Is that inappropriate? Probably.
Remember, always
I do it all the time.
Always check your brakes.
Check your brakes and your bra.
And keep your eye out for the proper exit. We appreciate you guys. Nothing but love. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Alfred, Delious from All-4-One. Half of No Authority and half of All-4-One.
Look at this.
On the same screen.
Woohoo!
Thanks, you guys. Take care.
Thank you.
How fun was that?
That was great. That was great. I love that Alfred hates doing interviews and and came and joined us.
Yeah. So much fun. Such great guys, such really down to earth people, and totally deserving of the multi-platinum Grammy awards. These guys, super talented, super sweet, just amazing guys. And on that note, Eric, it's late for all of us. So let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
Shall we do it?
Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
And remember,
we love you.
All of you.
All of yous.